Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. It's the brother Isaiah with the Pittsburgh GMS camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This lesson is going to be entitled, Famine of the Word and the Coming System of Control. All right. And it's basically dealing with, some videos that I saw that brothers posted. Okay, the elder Amawan Gabar and which is GMS Awakening 144. And the brother, I don't know his name, but the brother who runs the channel, I had to go back. Arrows of Indignation 144. All right. They both posted videos, pertaining to, things that are being spoken right now to reveal Esau. Okay. And as the scriptures say, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. And and the Lord also says he have made Esau bare. Okay, so this devil's being revealed. Okay, his true thoughts and intentions of wickedness are being revealed. The scriptures say, the Apostle Paul says, "You have no need that I may basically warn you." Because you already know. Very roughly paraphrasing, but see if I can get that. Salakia. Just kind of alluding to what I already quoted about not being ignorant of Satan's devices. Because the Lord have already given us the prophecies. See if I can find this. All right, 1 Thessalonians 5:1 says, "But for the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For ye know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, and travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief." Right, because the Lord gave us the scriptures to be able to measure the times, okay? And so we look at everything that's happening. We're looking at the mentality of the people, all right? Nation rising against nation. We got the book of Matthew, chapter 24, okay, to help us to, just one of the scriptures to help us. But even in the Apocrypha, in the book of Ezra, to tell us, when you see the times come to pass, then you know that it's a time that I have spoken unto you, when the Lord shall begin to visit the earth that he made. Okay, and the Lord is visiting this place with plagues, with pestilences. But meanwhile, other things are coming to pass, such as victuals being so good cheap. There are some things that are expensive, but you still got these meal deals you can get at these different restaurants, and they coming out with more and more, almost, I don't want to say daily, but you still have it out there where people can go and fill their bellies for very, very cheap in some instances, man. Meanwhile, though, what did it say? When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them. Okay, as a travail upon a woman with child. A lot of people think, and even Jake kind of thought that Trump was going to come in and usher in safety. And some think that, or thought that Trump was going to usher in peace. Meanwhile, Nero Trump has done nothing but what? Usher in Jacob's trouble. Okay? And that was one of the videos was these ICE agents. You know, you can't really see that good. But it looks like they attacked a bunch of Northern Kingdom Jakes while they was at work. They was out there doing landscaping, cutting down trees. Next thing you know, ICE came, ran down on them. You know, basically like some jump out boys, you know. It's like, I've been in the hood, but I could get this definition wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, the jump out boys is, like the task force when they finna come arrest, individuals. They done already planned it out. They know, okay, we finna go get the A, B, and C. In this video, they went from cutting grass to getting tackled in the front yard. Which is gonna come into martial law, man. But I also talked about the famine of the word, which you can find in the book of Amos. And the reason I brought that in is because, we had started a new camp channel, and we was trying to get up to 50 subscribers. And what I ended up doing was I had a few different channels, and I went and I subscribed to the camp page with all my different channels, and I got us up almost to 50. But we're being shadow banned. Okay, Esau's not letting it go past 50. I'm gonna check again. But I talked to different brothers and had them all subscribe, and we should have been at 50, but he not letting us get there. And also, my last Salaki, the last one that I did, the last camp that I tried to record, because we got to record to the phone, it didn't save.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
And I can't help but to feel like because I'm connected to the internet, that Esau stopped it somehow. We was recording camp, then we had somebody come up, and I should have had more than enough space, Salakia, to save the camp, but it didn't save. Yeah, we're stuck at 45 subscribers, and it's like no matter what we do, we're just gonna have to probably go back to the other original camp page. But just stay tuned for that. But nevertheless, the famine of the word is coming, okay? On the Lord's time, of course. The MOTB is coming. Esau's, as the scriptures say, we get it. Revelation 12:12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Okay, the devil's coming down with great wrath to try to fulfill his purpose, man, which ultimately is to be like the Most High. He wants to be the author of life. And through his left-handed means, he's doing it. You have this program called Sora 2, all right, which has come out. And we're seeing people that have long since passed away are being reanimated. Even people such as, you've seen Albert Einstein be put on video. You see Tupac, Bob Ross, I think his name's. Bob Evans, the painter dude, he's been put on video doing things that he never did in his actual while he was alive, and and these things kind of look real, man. These things kind of look real if you didn't know they was passed away. You're seeing videos of Kobe Bryant doing stuff that he never did. Streaming live, playing video games, and they're showing Kobe Bryant in a helicopter. There's just things that that are happening where it's gonna make it easy to frame the elect. As the scriptures say, his tongue frameth deceit. Okay, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. It tells you this in the book of Psalms. I believe it's chapter 50. Okay. And that's the MO of this devil, is to be able to, well, let's see if we can get that. Psalms. See if this is it. But these guys they're framing their narrative, man. Okay. And pretty soon nobody will be able to how can I put it? Escape the slander. Psalm 64 and 1 to the chief musician, the Psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Who whet or sharpen, that word whet means to sharpen, who sharpen their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Okay? So they're sharpening their tongues, okay? And their tongues frameth deceit. So they're perfecting their lies, okay? And it says they bend their bows to shoot their arrows. And their arrows are what? That's why it says even bitter words, because the arrows represent bitter words. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Okay? So they're trying to slander the Most High and slander the people, the men of the Most High, the people of the Most High. And as the Spirit's been on the other apostles' heart to bring out, when the scriptures say, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but steady spoiling them that fear the Most High. I've been trying to, what the Spirit's been having me bring out, the book of Esther, paired with the precept in Ecclesiastes. Okay, I believe chapter 3. No new thing under the sun. That which is then is that which shall be. Okay. So that which is done is that which shall be done. So what happened during the time of Esther with Haman Malone? Well, I said Haman Malone, which that's what we have. You got Vocab Malone, who's slanderizing and lying about the Hebrew Israelites, trying to jabate us. It's an Edomite word, jabate, which basically he's trying to, I wonder, can you get that? I don't even know how to spell that weird shit. Debate. I don't know. I don't know why they would come up with that shit. Yeah. Debate. Form of trolling or trickery. Yeah, debate. Tricking or misleading someone into falling for a joke or a lie. Okay. It's associated with a Twitch emote, which was added in 2016, features a smiling photo of Alex Jabali with raised eyebrows, signaling that a streamer has been successfully trolled by the chat. Celebrator point out, gotcha. So this is the photo that's associated with Jabated. Okay. Being sent on a wild goose chase, falling for fake donations, getting tricked by fake or misleading challenges. Okay. So there you go. All right. So this nigga Vocab Malone's, he's trying to bait you in. He'll walk up to you and, when you say you're going to call the police, you're a coward. He tries to bait you in and, make you angry and get you out of character. All right. This is what the tactics of the devil are. Okay. But pretty soon he won't necessarily have to do that. All right. He'll be able to, create a false video and pretend that you did something that you didn't do. Okay, as we see with the Sora too, man. And Lord willing, I'll be able to add some clips in, okay, in the background of some of these false videos so that you can kind of get an idea of some of the things that this new AI is capable of doing, man. You know, because it's it's moving so fast that the scriptures say the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, for he know that he have but a short time. There's not much time left. Okay, we're getting close to, all right, Yahweh Shai returning. But before he returns, we got to see the mass implementation of the MOTB, the RFID, CHIP. Okay. All right, which, you know, things are moving forward with that. You got so many people that have signed up to take the Neuralink, which would, you know, be equivalent to receiving it in your forehead. Okay. You know, all you camps that have tiptoed around the subject and are still not being, what's the word? You're still not being direct about what it is. You still got all this, you know, anti-GMS and anti-truth, ultimately I should say anti-truth rhetoric about the CHIP and different things of that nature. Where the Lord's gonna, you know, the Lord's gonna deal with you, man. All right, especially if you're doing it maliciously. You're doing these things on purpose to mislead people for your own pride's sake. You got to remember that's what the wicked scribes, that's the nature of what the wicked scribes and Pharisees did. You know, there will be miracles, things done by Yahweh Shai and by the disciples that they would try to hide from people because they, you know, they wanted to keep their position. They want to seem as though they were the top authorities, even though the Spirit showed to the true believers that the scribes and Pharisees weren't the top authorities. This is what they wanted to accomplish, man. All right. And in order to do so, they would hide the blatant truth of the miracles and works done by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai through his disciples and prophets, man. You know. But yeah, we're in some very exciting and troubling times. You know, the times we're coming into, the Lord is making great moves to prepare us for, man. He's making moves to prepare us for the times to come where we have to forsake this world, man. We're going to have to forsake the things of this world in order to be pilgrims on the earth, man. And we're going to have to fully lean on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai for his grace, mercy, and protection. Anything outside of that, it ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna get you nowhere, man. All right. So, yeah, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. You know, hey, look out for more in the future soon. All right. Call hello, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Rakakadash. The honors to the apostles. All right. Peace to the elect. Shalom.